with the vapor of sin more humid. A desert with the vapor of sin more humid. The vice of sin could not be more. Amid this sin the Lord descended Muhammad. A desert with the vapor of sin more humid. The vice of sin could not be more. Amid this sin the Lord descended Muhammad. He was the truth embodied. He told not a lie. He was truth embodied. He told not a lie. He was the sun that rose, not late and not early. Who opposed him? Not Khadija, not Ali. In fact, Ali held Badr and fought in her. In fact, Ali held Badr and fought in her. He lifted the gate of Khaybar, fought in her. If he did bleed, wipe his wounds with Fatima, and Fatima wouldn't leave his side and hasn't. Fatima wouldn't leave his side and hasn't. Like the moon wouldn't conflict with the sun, like the moon wouldn't conflict with the sun and hasn't. She gave birth to both Hussein and Hassan. Hassan killed by his wife, none would call her sane. No one could see his enemy and say he's sane. Hassan stood, but with Yazid rose Hussein. Hussein, the tyranny of Yazid, his sword jarred. Hussein, the tyranny of Yazid, his sword jarred. His glare shook evil, and all evil he saw jarred. His battle continued by Zainab and Sajjad, seeking to reform the nation of Muhammad. Congratulations, salutations on the birth of the best of creation, father of a nation, the king by whom we are led, the beat of the blood we've bled, the hand from which knowledge is fed, the saint who Khadija wed, he who God told read and read, who sought comfort in God's stead, who preached God till his deathbed, to thinkers miles ahead, he who died but isn't dead, who jewels rest in what he said, the knower of the unsaid, to Islam's body its head, whose teachings on which we tread, Abu al-Qasim al-Mustafa Muhammad. Congratulations, salutations on the birth of the best of creation, father of a nation, the king by whom we are led, the beat of the blood we've bled, the hand from which knowledge is fed, the saint who Khadija wed, he who God told read and read, who sought comfort in God's stead, who preached God till his deathbed, to thinkers miles ahead, he who died but isn't dead, who jewels rest in what he said, the knower of the unsaid, to Islam's body its head, whose teachings on which we tread, Abu al-Qasim al-Mustafa Muhammad. If they think I'm misled, I show them Muhammad. If they think I'm misled, I show them Muhammad. I've walked in a world of love and lessons and saw it a heavenly garden. When daily through this garden I strolled, I found with lessons it was ridden. It taught me how to stroll in my world. It taught me how to stroll in my world. It took away each doubt and burden, and when with sins my heart would harden, it sent would cause my heart to open. How much I adored this garden. How much I adored this garden. To my dismay, men tried to burn. To that which in my heart would once blossom, they defame, and to flame make it turn. Indeed, they tried to burn this garden. Indeed, they tried to burn this garden, hoping that elsewhere I would wander, hoping I'd forget its beauty and no more on its lessons ponder. But how beautiful was this garden? How beautiful was this garden, for it had taught me how to answer as part of such a beautiful faith. How proud was I to be a member when mocked and defamed was my garden. Morals it taught me, I'd remember, I'd reply, and not out of anger. I'd reply, and not out of anger. I'd draw for them the last messenger. They portrayed him as if he misguides. I replied with morals he taught. They told me he preached battle and war. I drew them lessons for which he fought, to show them the beauty of this man. A flower from this garden I brought. I crushed it and drew with its juices an image that millions have sought. I showed them the lessons that he left us, that calmed souls that were left distraught. I showed them his patience, love and faith. I showed them his patience, love and faith. I showed them his patience, love and faith. And with such things the world's gaze he's caught. I'd show them lessons that for us were gold, and I would tie them onto roses. Golden roses on worldly roses, the best of words, the best of approaches. I'd show them the goodness they saw in Jesus, Abraham and Moses. I'd show them that our Lord and our faith not an ounce of goodness opposes. I'd show them that the justice they sought to us is as precious as ours is, and that but to stroll through this garden, and that but to stroll through this garden, the heart, soul and mind it cleanses. I'd speak to mothers and I'd show them that heaven it lies beneath their feet. I'd speak to mothers and I'd show them that heaven it lies beneath their feet. I'd go to he who greeted us with hatred, and with roses these souls I'd greet. And he who was boiling from anger, I'd serve him water to cool his heat. And the orphan who'd lost a parent, to my kindness and love him I'd treat. And when asked where I'd found such lessons, I'd take their hand to Muhammad meet. I'd ask them to stroll in his garden, and I'd show them this garden's beauty. If they think I'm misled, I show them Muhammad. Second salawat, please. I wanted to take some of your time if possible, just for a short poem about the shrine of Sayyidah Zainab, peace and blessings be upon her, which is still under threat. And we hope and we pray that the shrine of Sayyidah Zainab and all the shrines in Syria and under threat all over the world are under the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Salli ala Muhammad. Could it be the end of times? Could it be the end of times? Look at the crimes against her. They have their eyes on her shrine and her bloodline. Defend her, a message we've given. We are all Zainab's children. I arose in painting a rose, Ali's daughter. I wanted to paint a picture, and I picked her. For this there was none worthier and none worth her. But now as we stand with her, I watch her wither. This is who, if men discuss her, it disgusts her. A sister of the moon asks, who will assist her? I arose in painting a rose, Ali's daughter. I wanted to paint a picture, and I picked her. For this there was none worthier and none worth her. But now as we stand with her, I watch her wither. This is who, if men discuss her, it disgusts her. A sister of the moon asks, who will assist her? I have painted a picture, and I brushed her, and I brushed her with sadness, the mother of tragedy, so silently in distress. she saw they were coming for her and for her throne. The princess of calamity from her throne thrown. I heard the screaming of this rose. I heard the screaming of this rose. She's all alone, and her screaming sounded like the crushing of bone. If they dug up her grave and they reached her tombstone. If they dug up her grave and they reached her tombstone, for the sin that shakes the heavens, can they atone? If they take out her body and take proudly her captive, what excuse to her father and her brother can we give? I felt as if I stood at the edge of time's end. And standing here, I saw upon Zainab a trend. I felt that with a tyrant she had to contend, and that a captive to Kufa, Zainab, they'd send. Only now there'd be not a soul to her wounds mend. With her between their hands, who will her wounds tend? If her body is taken, she'll awaken between them. For us she will be searching and complaining against them. Oppression wanted a grave, and Zainab they find. Oppression wanted a grave, and Zainab they find. The stand against oppression alone she defined. The beauty of her dome makes them with anger blind. God bless the hand that this golden palace designed. God bless the hand that this golden palace designed. Her shrine, it bends the scale against mankind. Man is man, man is man, but Zainab, she is one of a kind. Man is man, but Zainab, she is one of a kind. Her shrine, it is a beacon. Nations listen to her voice. In the eye her dome glistens, and the heart weakens without choice. A call came that froze the blood within our veins. A call came that froze the blood within our veins. They said, we will not rest. They said, we will not rest till not a single grave remains. Is it the devil that's holding Syria's reins? Is it Zainab captive or her father in chains? They destroyed Hijr's grave and wanted his remains. How long before their eyes will turn to Hussein's? No, we will not allow them. No, we will not allow them. We are the children of zeal. The devil's hand will never her shrine enter and feel. I saw high on her dome her brother's banner flies. Even after death, her flowing tears he dries. The name of Zainab on their forehead every man ties. This pride we've marked upon our heads, and it never dies. Know that by the grave of Zainab our pride it lies, and it will manifest into Mehdi if she cries. God forbid if she topples, evil grapples with Mehdi. Just as the sun is rising, his uprising eyes will see. He knows if he'd return. We are all Zainab's children. A message we've given. We are all Zainab's children. May Allah protect the grave of Sayyidah Zainab and all the Shia around the world. The Holy Prophet who we are here to celebrate says, Dhikra Aliyun Ibadah. So if you allow me, I just want to read a short poem called A Glimpse of Ali ibn Abi Talib. I speak to you now the virtues of Ali. I speak to you now the virtues of Ali. In war, feared by even the greatest warrior. In speech, his sentences, the peak of eloquence. His patience a wood, invisible to fire. His charity, known only by the dark of night. His prayer became the soulmate of this worshipper. His justice embarrassed the straightest of scales. His wisdom would topple the greatest oppressor. Ali was the soldier, the leader, the trader, the teacher, the preacher, the believer, the father. Ali, he was the soldier, the leader, the trader, the teacher, the preacher, the believer, the father. Ali, he was the first two letters of leader, L-E. Ali, he was the first two letters of leader, L-E. Ali, the last two letters of every battle, L-E. For the last man standing in battle was always Ali. Ali, he was the first two letters of leader, L-E. Ali, the last two letters of every battle, L-E. For the last man standing in battle was always Ali. Ali, Ali's one, Ali one, Ali one, Ali's one. Ali, none has come near him on the field of battle. For he'd preach even in the whirling dust of war. He would not strike Amr ibn Wid when angry, the greatest warrior, yet feared his own anger. He'd not let his sword kill a single human being, were he to be a kind, good man in his future. He fought only in defense. He fought only in defense and fought when attacked. He stood for justice against each unjust leader, a symbol of the free on the battlefield. He brought love to goodness and left evil in fear on the battlefield. The lion of your Lord. On the battlefield, the lion of your Lord. Off the battlefield, who knows who you are? Ali. Justice for all men. Ali, who the greatest thinkers on him ponder. Ali, whose words are the peak of eloquence. Ali, whose speech contains oceans of wonder. Ali, he who governed a third of today's world, yet could not bear to see even a Christian poor. Ali, and I could praise him till the end of times. Ali, and I could praise him till the end of times, and I'd still find lessons to delve in and explore. Ali, Ali, Ali. Ali's fearless, Ali's greatness, Ali's fearless, Ali's braveness, Ali's fearless, Ali's selfless, Ali's priceless, Ali's flawless, Ali's angeless, Ali's endless, Ali's wonder, Ali's grandeur, Ali's Badr, Ali's Haydar, Ali's higher than every number one after him. Immortal, transcendent of time and space is this figure. No, Ali can't be confined to a poem. No, Ali can't be confined to a poem, but a glimpse of Ali can last forever. But a glimpse of Ali can last for forever. Salli ala Muhammad. Second salawat, please. Thank you all for listening to me and allowing me to serve you in these few minutes. I'd just like to end with the ziyarah of our Prophet in Karbala by telling him the language of your love, the language of love, your love rewards. My love into longing for you rewards. When I serve you, I know it's rewards a visit to your grave in Karbala. When your comfort and presence I adore, my visits to you always I adore. I picture a courtyard and adore the door to the grave of my master. I recall my spirit's rise and ascent, the lover's heart's comfort and ascent. I recall a feeling and a scent that I feel next to you, Aba Abdullah. I recall a beautiful shrine, its content. I feel at home with its wonderful content. I feel comforted, understood and content beneath a grand dome upon which flies your banner. And there, whatever I wish or announce, with impossible dreams I'd seek or announce, I'd feel not a shred of doubt or an ounce that whatever I'd request he'd answer. Within my heart days have turned to night. Two lights once in my heart became two nights. How I wish that I was by them tonight, by Hussein and by his brother the flag bearer. Perhaps all that we see is real, but you can't see yearning, yet it's so real. My dreams mean nothing next to a dream surreal. I wish I was beside Hussein in Karbala. He when from grief our hair we wouldn't dye men's. He, all that in the heart would dye men's, he's worth more than gold and diamonds, and his dust became medicine in his honor. You sit, a hidden diamond, before me. You sit, a hidden diamond, before me. I know you know my wishes before me, and all the dreams that would be for me. You let loose from your hand, and to me they flutter. You let loose from your hand, and to me they flutter. Thank you very much for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salli ala Muhammadin wa ala.